Welcome, Strategy Battle Gamers, to another week's edition of Speak, Friend and Question. You're here with your host, GBHL James.
And GBHL Jamie, and we've had loads of comments this week.
Loads!
Absolutely loads.
We're going to get stuck right in.
Yeah, but before we do, we're recording this on Thursday the 6th. If you're asking questions on the Friday, the Saturday or the Sunday after, so if you've asked a question on those days, we're not going to answer it.
We can't.
We can't.
Because we do not have a time machine.
Yeah.
Not yet. So a lot of people saying that we're missing out the questions, but I've noticed you post them later on the Thursday day or later on in the week, and we can't answer them then. Also, if you ask us questions via other mediums, such as Twitter, Facebook, email, we might miss them.
We will. I will miss them.
I remember Josh Coles on Twitter last week. I was quite proud of myself doing that, but I think I missed him for 3 weeks in a row before that happened. So remember, if you want your question answering, you need to ask before the Thursday. Yeah. So this is out on Sunday. That means you've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to ask. If you risk it and post after Thursday morning, there is a chance that we will not answer your question. Remember the participation rule: if we answer your question,
you've got to ask another one.
Another one.
Just one.
Just one.
You
okay.
Guts.
We're gonna get. Oh, what's it? Chop Chol Master isn't the first.
Who is it? It's Sean Shank or
Sean Shank.
Sean Shank.
Yeah, that's Sean Shank. Sean Shank. I like it.
We just need 2 wife beaters now.
Yeah, I think. Who wants Jamie in a vest? Comment below. If you would like to see Jamie in a vest, he does respond to peer pressure. Have you been losing weight lately, by the way?
I don't think so.
I think you have.
No, I'm still pretty chubby cheeked.
No, your beard's fuller, but I think you've lost weight.
Oh, thanks.
You do. You look good.
Cool, thanks.
Dark Templar, do you think that 15 Iron Guards are too much for a single dwarf army? Rob Jacobs. Rob Jacobs, we are your friend, but this is our Speak Friend and Question.
Stop answering.
Stop answering our questions. No, we're glad that you get involved in the conversation, but leave it to us. This is our job. It depends how big the army is, doesn't it?
Yeah, it depends on the size of the force, who your heroes leading are. If 15 might be a little bit too many, in my opinion, because that's like, what, 15 times 15? 67, 100, 225 points on 15 models. That's not so much for you, but
it's something like
it's
that.
about average. But I think for dwarves, yeah, it probably is a bit too much, considering they're only defense 6. They are the squishier dwarves.
I think you made a point before, haven't you, that if you're going to bring Iron Guard, you bring like...
I say 8 is a good amount.
8 is a good amount, and that's in 500 points.
That's in 500 points, yeah. So maybe 1,000 points.
Yeah, okay, so next question. This is from Kurt Leach. I forgot about the scouring of YouTube. This is true. This is true. Well, there's only one thing for it. You have reminded us. That means it is this week's edition of The Scouring of YouTube. That's right, guys. What should we do? We've not even discussed it.
No, we haven't.
What did we do last time? Was it to Dreamlike?
I think it was Dreamlike Gaming on their website, on their Facebook page. Do you want to do your roll call?
Yeah, should we do the roll call?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, read the next question and I'll... it's from Ramsey Yasta.
I want to build both a good and evil army. So far my evil list contains Azog on White Warg, 3 Hunter Orcs on Warg, 3 Fell Wargs, Narzug and a Gundabad Orc General. The good army is Radagast Alliance, and my list includes Radagast with Sebastian, Bjorn, Bard the Bowman and 2 Great Eagles. These lists definitely need to be beefed up. What do you guys suggest I add next? As Mavs Fanatic has said...
Stop answering our questions! Mavs and Rob, come on!
Yeah.
Don't make us redundant.
You're going to need some just regular... You know, start searching.
Yeah.
You're going to need some regular foot troops in there, because your armies are very hero-centric and sort of very low numbers as they are currently. And you're going to have a tough time in most of the scenarios. So troops that can score you victory points are going to be the things you need most. So for Radagast Alliance, you've got Bard there, so potentially take him from Lake Town and take some Lake Towners with him. And more Hunter Orcs, because they're not terrible troops. And get the Gundabad Orcs when they come out as well.
You have to keep on filling out that question.
You have to fill out that question.
Was it this one?
No.
Channel intro?
If you got Treebeard, was it? You got, maybe? No, it's Radagast Alliance. Could take some Woses. No, they're not in his army.
No, they're
Wanderers.
Wanderers in the wild.
Skip the advert.
Here we go. Okay, so we're back to the scouring
Of YouTube.
That's right. Okay, and we're going to do our roll call. Okay, so the roll call we've got...
quite a good one this week.
Oh, there's quite a few. So first up, we had Kurt Leach, we had Mason O'Neill, we had Karanjan Triangle, we had Death Clip, we had the Lord of the Rings man, we had Barry O'Neill, we had Thomas Macklin, we had Camille Demansky, we had Matt Baker, we had Ryan McConnell. You guys are legends. Thank you for supporting your Hobbit hobby and getting on the scouring of YouTube. What should we do this week? We've not really thought about it. We had a busy week. We've had a really busy week.
We had a very busy week.
We had a busy weekend.
Busy weekend. I had a busy week after. Where can we go to?
I think that this would be a good opportunity for our first day subscribers to make a suggestion of a channel that they think deserves to be scoured.
To be spammed.
To be spammed. A channel that deserves, you know, a channel that maybe you think doesn't have the kind of recognition. And maybe next week we can have a little look through those and we'll pick the top 5 best ones, and you can go and scour those 5. So what we want for this week's scouring of YouTube is for you actually to suggest in this next video what YouTube channels that you think deserve recognition from the GBHL channel and our subscribers. So I think that's a good call.
That's a good call. Yeah.
So that was quick thinking.
Well done. It's the get out of jail free card.
Woo!
Let's let the subscribers choose.
Damn right, you guys know what you're doing. Okay guys, that is this week's The Scouring
of YouTube. Sort of.
Sort of, yeah, get on it guys. Okay, next question. Yeah, so we had Ramsey Ayasa. Patrick Brewermeyer. A little bit of a question rewind here, but here's my late question from last week again. Thanks for reposting, and yes guys, if you do post your question late and we don't answer it, just repost it next week, that's not a problem. In time. What did Jamie think of the guard of Galadriel Court in his tournament winning wood outfit? Have you noticed that little term has become like the name?
Actually,
yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
I actually put it as my army list that I printed off. It was called the Tournament Winning Wood Elves.
Yeah,
and Friends. No,
I like that.
No,
that's got to be.
No,
I'm taking full credit. I'm taking full credit for coming up with that.
I think it was me who made up the name, actually. You know.
My tournament winning wood elves.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said it.
What did I say in jest after?
You said, no, I said it.
And I picked up on it when you lost. Okay, yeah, what did he say here? Where are we? Oh, here we are. Tournament wood elves, and what was the reason for their inclusion? As well as how do you feel about them compared to the Palace Guards? We'll start with that part of the question.
Okay, so what was the reason for their inclusion? I wanted a Fight 6 realign because basically they can tackle heroes quite effectively. That I can put them where they needed to be. They can be a sort of reactionary troop that they can move to where they needed to when I lose priority.
How many did you take? I'm guessing
I took 4.
I was going to say just enough to tackle the maximum number of heroes.
Maximum number of heroes, or to get the pike supports, because they're on with pikes. You have 2 of them in each fight. And midway through the tournament, I realised I could do quite a nice little thing with Rumil and Legolas. That if they are supported by one of the pikemen, they can then feint, and you keep the Fight 6 from them, but then your heroes are doing the good attacks.
Yeah, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, so they're included just to sort of scare other heroes and to give a bit of extra punch where it's needed for 3 attacks.
And did you use the shielding with the pike at all?
They've actually, I was very sort of cautious with them, and they never really got into the melee. They were always supports.
They're reasonably fragile, aren't they? The defense fight.
Defense fight. They're the most hardly armoured thing in my army.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true actually. The nails.
But the thing is, they're Fight 6 and Courage 6, so it's very unlikely they're going to run away. And their fight's good enough to take up on pretty much any other heroes.
I just say, we look absolutely shattered.
I am.
We look shattered.
Very tired.
We've had a tough weekend.
Yeah.
And week.
And how do I feel about them compared to the Palace Guard? They're much better. Well, 1, they're cheaper. Yes, they're not Defence 6, and they're not Bodyguarded, but they've got Courage 6, which is good enough in my opinion. And they are always going to be Fight 6. So if Thranduil died, all those Palace Guard essentially become High Elves again. Whereas the Guards of Galadriel Court can just always be Fight 6 and you can rely on them.
Yeah.
So that's why I preferred them.
He's put thanks for the suggestions for his demo day. That's right, because he's spreading the Hobbit. Word.
Yes.
He's supporting his Hobbit hobby. This is Patrick Brewermeyer. Fingers crossed, I can get a reasonable turnout and drum up some interest for the Hobbit hobby. Cheers. Well, if you're passionate about it,
Yes, interest for the Hobbit.
Oh, the Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. I'm sure you will. And if you're passionate about the game and you're a good teacher and you let your opponents win, they'll get interested. So, next up
is the Lord of the Rings man.
Oh yeah, read more.
Read more. Click.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll scroll. You read.
Hello, James and Jamie.
Hello.
Now I know that we're coming to the tournament in Stockport.
Woohoo! Good to see you.
At the time of recording, we are one ticket away from breaking to the next stretch goal. On 39.
One away. What the hell? It's amazing. How many did you think we'd sell?
Well, I
20.
Well,
we'll only sell 20.
I saw about 30. Was probably a good turnout for us. Was about 30.
Well, including sponsors and stuff, we're going to have over 40 people guaranteed. But we've not got long left.
We've got
a couple of weeks.
Well, the day this comes out, Sunday, is the 9th, so we'll have 6 days left.
6 days to beat the stretch goals,
Saturday
guys.
the 15th of March will be the cut-off date for stretch goals.
So one more person, and then we'll be announcing the inclusion of the Palace Guard into the lucky dip, which everybody gets entered into because
They're turning up, basically.
You're turning up, which is great. So you get a prize for turning up. And if we can sell another 10, then that's going to be an inclusion of a Mirkwood Rangers box. I don't think we'll get to the Barrows Out Bond.
Bit of a push now.
I think that you guys could still get the Mirkwood Rangers chucked in there. So let's see those tickets get bought.
So how is the army that you need to have 2 copies of supposed to look like?
Army list, yeah.
So army list is really simple. Just your name at the top, the location you're coming from. Hero, it's warband. Hero, it's warband. Hero, it's warband.
Points, war gear.
Points and war gear included. So let's say you have Legolas with armour and cloak. You need his full amount at the end, and then I can check that. And for troops, if you say take 6 wood elves with throwing blade, then at the end their full amount. You can do it in any sort of Word document, and ideally it will be sent in electronically beforehand. I will check them on the day, but it makes it much easier for us to get everything done and prepared, ready if they are there beforehand.
Email ilovewargaming@gmail.com and I'll send you a copy of mine, just to give you an idea.
I think he has.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Brilliant. You checked that last night.
Checked last night. Yeah.
Brilliant. Because Jamie is now part of the email.
I finally got the password.
You finally got the password. What else has he put?
Never been to a tournament before, so I've never done an army list before. Just checking if it needs to be some sort of special way. Literally just a list of your force, pretty much. And
the points and the war gear.
Yeah. Also, do I need to send the army list before the tournament, or do I just take the 2 copies with me?
Yeah, we've asked for a
Yeah, if we send us in a copy, sort of like a week before, then I can check all the forces, make sure they're all okay, and also it's good to bring 2 copies with you on the day, so you can give one to your opponent to show them what's in your force.
Yeah, very good advice. Also, how do you do it if 2 or more players have the same sort of army or similar one at the tournament? Do you make sure these 2 do not play against each other? You might do it at the start because there's a little bit of leeway, isn't there, with the draw?
Potentially, yeah.
So you do the draw, it's random.
I was going to do a completely random draw, so yes, you could play, in theory, an identical army.
I'm sure there would be. Would there not be some kind of special premise there that, let's say you get drawn against somebody that you at your local gaming club with, or you've got the same army, the first round at least?
Not the same army. There's nothing for that.
Okay.
If you play against a regular opponent and you've been drawn against them in the first round, then yeah, by all means swap with someone near to you because you go in to play other people. Same army, let's just look at the draw. Unfortunately.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, thanks from Sweden, and keep up the good work for our hobby. We look forward to welcoming you. And you're coming home from Sweden. Will that be the furthest? I don't think it will.
It depends whether the guy from America comes.
I don't think he's coming this year. He's coming next year.
Okay, cool.
I wonder actually, if you're watching this Q&A and you're coming to our tournament, where are you coming from?
Yeah.
That's outside the UK. So we've got Sweden now. I know that Søren is coming. Next up, we've got Werner's Miniatures. My opponent calls 1 heroic move. I counter with 2 heroic moves. After the roll, I may start with 1 of the heroic move. My 2 heroes are within 6 inches. If my second hero moves along with the first hero, may he call his heroic move? No. Or does he have to decide to wait for his heroic move, or move with the other hero so he loses the heroic move?
Yeah, you've got it right in the second bit there.
Yeah.
If he chose to then move in that second bit, he wouldn't get to call this. He wouldn't get to shout with me essentially. Because there's 2 ways of heroic moving. There's heroic moving and shouting with me. That means all the troops around you can move as well, including other heroes. And not shouting with me, where only your hero move. So if he's going to choose to do his heroic movement in that other hero's heroic move, he won't shout with me, and he'll just move in that one.
There you go. Order fall. I would just let you know that you can't edit comments in mobile YouTube comment section. Thank you.
Okay.
By the way, my name is Cam.
As if to prove that, yeah. Post a second comment.
Thanks, Cam. Oh yeah, I think because we said to somebody who was it? Was it Matt Hamill, or was it there was somebody who was not editing their post? But
Paradox Vortex.
Was it Paradox Vortex? Yeah, and just putting lots and lots of posts one after the other. So maybe he's doing it from his phone, and that's why. Longy 970.
Thanks for answering my question last week. Not so much of a question, more of a request, but please could you go through the scenarios that I'd like to come up in the Mirkwood section of Throwing Skulls Day 2. We actually did a Throwing Skulls week. That if you go back into our playlists, you can find that, and we've gone through
DOS week, you mean?
the DOS week, yeah. Did I say Throwing Skulls?
Yeah. You said the TOS week.
No, sorry.
It's an easy mistake to make,
Yeah.
because Throwing of Skulls is on the tip of our tongue right now.
Yeah, but if you go back through our playlist, you can find that, and we actually went through all the new scenarios, and you can watch that video. We'll post it.
Yeah, and there's some battle reports with it as well. So there is a Seize the Prize,
Seize the Prize one,
which is a Bayonne in there, which is pretty fun. You've done Blockade. You did Blockade with Kieran.
Yes, I did Blockade with Kieran.
And I did Rescue with Steve. So they should give you an idea of what those battle reports are like, what those scenarios are like. Please shave Jamie.
No. Next question.
I think he means James. And I have.
He's got a winky face.
Yeah. He could be meaning me. Do you mean
Jamie?
James?
James.
Jamie.
Next question. Okay, I'll get it.
I'll get it.
Yeah.
Reven 1532. Thanks for answering my question. It's a pleasure. I agree with Alessa being overpriced. It's what keeps him out of my plain Gondor army. Yeah, he's expensive. It's funny how you mentioned you don't see much of Gondor or Mordor, because those are the two I use most. Do we say we don't see much of them?
We see a few Mordor. We rarely see Gondor. Like, if you can think back to the tournament of the weekend, how many Gondor armies do you see?
There wasn't any.
Yeah.
There wasn't any. That's true. My question is, what is Sauron's faint count without the One Ring? Because
0.
the sourcebook has an asterisk by his fate, but that's only for if he has the One Ring. Any insight is appreciated. Doesn't he always have the One Ring if he's on the board?
No.
Is there not?
You've got to pay for him to have the One Ring.
Oh, do you? Right, okay.
He's 375 points and 75 for the One Ring.
Okay.
If he doesn't have it, he's got no fate and he's got his 6 wounds.
Take the One Ring. Well, you're spending that many points anyway.
75 points though. I've seen him used without it, and
They do well.
yeah, he's Sauron.
Sauron! I've never seen him in a game. Any insight is appreciated. Also, is equipping Boromir with the Banner of Minas Tirith worth it? I think so.
There's no downside to it, it's simply the points.
It's expensive, isn't it? Depends what points.
50 points it is.
But he becomes fight 7.
He becomes fight 7, everyone around him becomes sort of, what is it, fight, you get +1 fight value, so. Fight 5, go to the Fountain Court.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It can be worth it, it's purely on your points value though, and if you'd rather have the sort of like the 5 extra troops or the banner.
Yeah, I'd love to play with Boromir. Okay, next up we've got Barry O'Neill.
Well, I really want some popcorn after watching that video. Yeah,
we were a good advert for Butterkist.
Yeah.
That was a good call.
It was. I ain't got it this week.
Just go home. What have we got this week?
Got a Martian Manhunter from the DC Comics superhero range in Lego. Can only get it if you spend £50 or more on the online store.
You said that a few times.
That's it. Thanks for the answer last week, and yes, we used to re-roll each other's dice in fights, meaning we never went to battle without at least one banner in each army.
Yeah, I guess if you thought that was the rule, you would take a banner every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, re-roll your dice, man.
Re-roll your 6. Made for some nail-biting duels, even if we were playing it wrong.
Well, it sounds fun, actually.
The thing is, if you're all playing on the same thing, they all do the same thing, then it's alright. It's if you turn up to a tournament and someone's like, whoa.
Why are you picking up my dice?
Why are you picking up my dice? That was a 6.
You'd be furious.
Yeah, like,
and you're a nice player.
Here's the rules. This week's question is, we used to have a group of 5 or 6 guys who game together regularly. Unfortunately, they've all drifted away from the hobby, and as a result, I haven't played any games in ages. Have you experienced this with people in your circles? Have you any ideas on how to coax them back in? I've offered and asked them to come round to battle and get positive responses, but there have been no follow-up from them. Any thoughts? Persist, but in all honesty, the same thing has happened to me. Some people just do grow away from the hobby. There used to be about, again, 5 or 6 of us who used to play. I used to have Harry, Ian, Dan and Andy Morrison. All used to meet up every Wednesday without fail and get 2 or 3 games in. Then I went to uni, Ian went to uni, and we all drifted apart. We've all come back to Manchester now. We still see each other every so often, but they just have no interest in gaming, and I want to get my hand on their collections.
Have they got some good stuff? You can tell them that it's not worth a lot, and they'll take it off their hands.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, they don't watch these videos.
Yeah, they don't really. Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, Andy's got a full Fiefdoms Force, all old metal as well. So I just want to get my hands on it.
I was thinking of getting myself Forlong and
Fought an Angbor.
Forlong and Angbor, but mainly for Forlong.
Yeah.
He's a good hero.
Follow that. Yeah. And you can spend 5. Put him on a horse.
Put him on a horse. Dwalin.
Mini Dwalin.
Mini Dwalin. He's cheap as well.
Yeah, he's got 3 wounds.
And Axeman and Lost Snark seem cool.
Yeah.
Seem like not a bad front or rear rank to me.
Yeah. Axe or spear.
Because you've got Yaks, and I guess that brings you piercing strike without being cheesy and putting axes on your Gondorians. So all of a sudden you've got some killing pop in Theorite. I love Theorite. It's one of the best things about the hobby. Buy all of the source books, even if you have no intention of getting the armies, and just go through and go,
I could make this list.
I could make this list, but then the problem is you end up
and then you go, how much is this list costing me? £500? Nope.
I've actually asked Dreamlight Gaming for a quote, because they do a really good quote on direct order.
20% more than that, I think.
20% off, yeah, I'm buying some more Sons of Ale as well. 6 more. Yeah, so just keep on persisting, Barry. You're doing a good job. Okay, next up we've got Mark Bibby. Do you think there will be some Lake Town warriors in the last movie that would have the option of a banner and a horn now that the Dale do not have the opportunity to do so?
Do you think there'll be some Lake Town warriors in the last movie that wouldn't have the option of a banner and a horn? A banner and a horn would be a decent option for them.
Do they not have it as an option as troops?
I don't think so. No, they don't. They just got the spear, shield and bow. Oh, so your spear or bow.
You mean, do we think that they're going to include a new troop type for the Lake Town / Dale? And will that new troop type have a banner and horn option?
Potentially. It depends how the sales go. I mean,
you guys.
Depends on you guys and us. But they've sold a lot of Lake Town Guard. They've sold.
Have they?
Yeah.
Really?
I've seen in some places they like some areas of the world I think lost their 24-hour thing. It was like we'll ship it in a week. So.
Hey, that's good going, really. It's
good
considering
how expensive they are and how.
Well, that's only going to encourage Games Workshop to come out with policies like
£5 a model.
£5 a model or £1 a point models.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Keep buying it though, because we do want to get more stuff.
Yeah, and we want them to know that we're supporting the Hobbit hobby. What else has he put? And James, saw you, my Bolg. Are you Yoda? Saw you, my Bolg.
Saw you, my Bolg, on Facebook.
Saw your Bolg, I did. I did, it looked good. Well done, man. Good job. Good job. I think, you emailed it to me as well. I can't remember. Somebody's been emailing me pictures of the models. I can't remember who it is. But you're doing a good job. Keep it up.
Next is from Danny Parker, 1100. Hello guys, I've been playing Lord of the Rings for about 2 months now and I've learned the shoot phase and simple things like that. Or the shoot and fight phase, I assume is what you mean.
Yeah.
But I'm still unsure about the courage test and how to use Might, Will and Fate. Plus, in the War of the Rings sourcebook, there is different. Don't look at the War of the Rings sourcebook if you're playing Lord of the Rings. Completely different game systems.
Yeah, it's a different game.
And yeah, the stat lines that you say are different will be completely different.
And it will confuse you.
Yeah.
Completely. I don't know which one to listen to, your sourcebook.
Listen to the Kingdoms of Men sourcebook. Don't listen
to... You've got a rulebook as well. Try and get yourself the Hobbit rulebook if you can, because it is worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
But for Might, Will and Fate, Might can be used to increase or decrease dice scores used by your heroes, and there's very specific ones that you can do it on, so you need your rulebook for that. Will can...
Heroic actions as well.
Yeah, heroic actions.
Which is slightly more advanced in terms of a rule, but there are 7?
2, 3, 4, 7. Yeah, good stuff. You learn.
He's getting more and more proud of me by the week. Like an infant.
Will can be used to resist spells or increase your courage rolls, and also cast spells. On the flip side of that. And Fate is used to avoid wounds.
Yeah, and they're on the hero stat line, so you get when you roll 4+.
And courage tests are taken when your force is broken, so you find out your half point +1, and then you break. And without a courage test, if you fail your courage test, you're off the board essentially.
Yeah, with that individual model.
Yeah. And courage test also is taken if you need to take a terror test to charge a terrifying monster.
You roll 2 dice, and
add your courage value, and you need to beat 10.
you need to beat 10, so double ones is never good.
No. Unless you're Gandalf with his staff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Legend. Next up, we've got Jack Pellin. You missed my question last week.
Sad face.
You probably asked it late, my friend. Okay, remember Thursdays. If you didn't ask it late, I don't know how that might have happened. Maybe you didn't ask it. Because we read them all.
Literally, we're just reading what's on the YouTube page.
We read what's on the YouTube page. We're not picking and choosing or anything like that. I've been thinking about getting into the Lord of the Rings Hobbit strategy battle game for a while, but seeing this channel really got me started.
Yeah!
That's right! So many stories like that. It's so good. Games Workshop, take note. Send us some models. I've not done a model appeal to them yet. Do you reckon any of their staff watch this?
I reckon one or two, mate. Well, Nick Baton watched the video for the Throne of Skulls, didn't he?
Better add it done. We're promoting his event. We're helping them make money. Not for that, but you know. Okay, that's really good news. I got myself an Ent and a group of Galadriel warriors. I'm looking at Galadriel Knights, and I was wondering if you had any thoughts on them. Any thoughts on
Didn't we answered this, didn't we?
I thought we did actually.
Because we had to say what Space Support was.
We have answered your question.
You don't watch it at all.
You haven't watched the video. We answered this.
Next question.
We answered this. Hang on a minute. Rob Jacobs, what are you doing? You're ambushing us. Rob!
He's answered.
Refluent monk. Come on, stop answering our question. But we answered this question anyway.
Yeah, we did. And Rob's already answered for you, so
yeah.
We'll move on.
Jack Pellin, you need to watch all the video. You must have gone to the bathroom or something while the video was playing and missed it, because we did answer your question. Guaranteed. Like, absolutely 100%.
I remember the Space Support question.
I was about to say to you, we've been getting a lot of questions about Galadriel Knights, haven't we? Next up we've got Max Robinson.
Great video as normal. Guys, my question this week is, how long, wait, start again. My questions this week are, how long do you spend painting a normal warrior compared to a captain or hero? And what changes in the Free People sourcebook do you think will be made? Thanks. Well, firstly, no changes in the Free People sourcebook will be made. It's a reprint. It's not a Redux version.
Oh really? They just run out of stock? They've
run out of stock, so I think they're going to reprint it just as it is from the files they've got made up. I don't think there will be any changes. So
it's good that they're reprinting it.
I hope so anyway. Well, that's what someone's emailed in and asked, sort of what happened, why is it gone? Like, oh, we've run out of stock, we need to reprint it.
Okay. Because
they weren't restocking Lord of the Rings as they...
So it's not like they're reprinting it to include things that have come up in the FAQ or anything like that?
Well, I assume not.
Okay, fair enough. In terms of how long we spent on painting a normal warrior compared to a captain or hero, what's it?
Depends entirely on the...
Well, it's more to do with, in my opinion, sort of the schemes of which you're painting things. So like you tend to, because your troops are going to be the same kind of scheme, you will paint them all as one. But if you've got a hero that is in the same scheme, you might as well, if you've got to apply dark green, you'll apply the dark green to each figure at a time until you've gone through. Well, that's what I do, you know. And then you've got to apply the skin. So then you go through it. It's more probably on the highlighting and things that you spend more time with a hero, because that takes.
It's the extra detail, isn't it, on a hero that takes more time. Also, it depends. Sort of, if there's a tournament coming up. If there is, it gets painted very quickly. If there isn't, I might just take my time on it because I don't want to rush through my models. Karam
Jam Triangle, GBHL hoodies, please. We're on it. In fact, we'll talk about this today. Yeah. We have made a decision. Yeah. We have. We've made a decision, and we're going to go ahead and just wait out, guys. We're going to get something done. So GBHL hoodies will be soon. I will be playing Wednesday, yesterday for you guys. Yep. See, you've got the time machine in gear. I am Lothlorien Mirkwood versus Harrod and Umbar at Games Workshop in Liverpool.
In the station?
Do you live in Liverpool, Cram Jam Triangle? Come up and play some games with us, that's not far. Yeah. And Kieran doesn't live too far from... He lives in Whiston, which is... Whiston. Near the hospital. And that's only like 15 minutes. Yeah. 15-20 minutes from Liverpool.
It's close to Liverpool and Manchester.
Contact Gondorian Captain on the One Ring and you'll be able to get some games with him. For their new Lord of the Rings Hobbit night. That's good to hear. Go Games Workshop Liverpool. I
Yeah.
always love Scousers.
I know.
I am marrying one. So
Not me.
I will know. Yeah, there's nothing going on there. I'll reply about how it goes when. Yeah, that's what we want to hear. What's James's motivation for fitness? And also, Jamie, why elves? You want to start up with why elves?
Why elves? Because elves win. That's why.
Elves win tournaments.
Elves win tournaments.
If they're not playing me. You could probably factor that into that.
No.
That's an ergo sum, actually.
Yeah.
Therefore, it will come up in the future and you'll still win a tournament.
Yeah.
But it's not happened yet, so. You
Until
win the
that day.
tournament, you avoid me.
Yeah.
In terms of my motivation for fitness, it's a story. You sure you want to hear? Okay, guys, I hope you've got your paint pots out and you're ready.
I swear I'm going to cut the video. Skip straight past.
Skip. I'll try and go through it reasonably quickly. I am not a naturally fit person.
I'm going to time you. You've got a minute and a half.
No, I won't be able to do it in a minute and a half.
2 minutes. 2
Four
minutes.
minutes.
2 minutes.
Give me 4 minutes. When that gets to 35. Okay, ready? Here we go. So I'm not a naturally fit person. When I grew up, I was always more academic in schools rather than physical. You know, I was good at football, got selected for the football teams, but then would have to be substituted or get slowly moved from being midfield further down the pitch until I was in goal and then on the bench because I wasn't very fit. And then I remember I had a couple of things went on. I remember once we used to go swimming in the River Medway that went through Tunbridge in Kent, and a friend of mine's brother worked the locks. And we used to go swimming there, very dangerous. I don't recommend you go and do that, guys. But I remember taking my top off, and I'd always been tall, and a friend of mine turned around and said, "Oh, you're actually quite fat, aren't you, James?" And I don't think he realised that that really hurt me. Because as you're a kid, you don't think about things like that. You know, you don't think about things like that. And also I was getting quite frustrated in school. Like I'd always sort of got through on natural ability, and all of a sudden I was up against people in grammar school who, you know, probably worked harder than me and knew how to pass exams and stuff like that. So getting quite frustrated, getting into a lot of fights, and then at the end of year 8 I got into a really serious fight where I did something very horrendous at the end of that fight, and I kicked the guy on the floor when, like, after I'd already won the fight, which is an awful thing to do. And I had this epiphany at, like, how old are you in year 8?
You must be like 12, 13?
Yeah, because I was stood there, it was the last day of term, and the whole school had to go past me. You know, usually in a fight in a playground, everyone's like, fight. When I turned around and kicked this guy in the face, when he was on the floor, it's a horrible thing to do. Everybody went silent, because it was brutal. It's such a horrible thing to do. And when I was stood there, and the whole school had to walk past me into the assembly hall, because it's the last day of term, like, nobody would look at me, everyone would shake, like, friends, teachers, the lot. It was horrible. I nearly got expelled, but I didn't. I decided to change my life. Instead of hanging around with people I was hanging around with outside of school getting into trouble, I decided to try and join a football team, which I didn't get into because I wasn't very fit. But I decided to carry on going to training. And what am I doing? I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright, actually. I've got 2 more minutes.
Failed my challenge.
So I decided to join football. Didn't get into the team because I wasn't fit enough. But I asked them if I could still go to training, so I paid like £2 a week to go to their football training. I asked if I could still go to the matches, so I used to go to the matches and be a linesman, get my £2 back because that's how much you get paid, being a linesman. I used to like design kits for them and all sorts. A friend of mine's mum was working in the swimming pool, she was a cleaner. She said, you know, I don't want to work weekends, I'll give you a tenner. I was like, that was illegal, really.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be working at that age, but I was, and I used to go swimming and riding my bike. And then one day I got selected for that football team because they ran out of players, and I had to get signed up because people went away and stuff. And I got man of the match. And that was a massive sense of achievement, having to work hard, do something you're not naturally good at, working hard and achieving something. And I had a similar kind of thing after I left school, got decent GCSEs, wasn't finding myself, decided, right, I need to do something. So I went to join the army and I had to train hard, and that's how I got into fitness, and that's my motivation because it is now my therapy, because if I didn't do fitness, I'd go crazy.
3 minutes. Okay, that's good.
That was pretty good.
Next question.
Oh, you got all that. You want to say it again?
No. Gordon Giacinti. Giacinti.
Giacinti.
We could be like
Jordan Giacinti.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Mamma mia.
From Inglorious.
We're being horrendously racist.
Inglorious Bastards. That's not a swear word. It's with an E. It's with an E at the end.
Burstards.
Inglorious Bastards. Arrivederci.
Yeah, it's a movie name.
Yeah. I'm still getting familiar with the rules, and I've been wondering what the significance of picking the overall leader of your army is. They can give away victory points. That's the overall significance. Does something happen when you lose your leader, or is it just for theme? You lose victory points. You guys have really encouraged me to get into the hobby, and your enthusiasm carries over.
Thank you.
I have gotten 3 other friends into the hobby with enthusiasm and excitement alone.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's what you need to do.
Good work, Jordan. You are one of us.
Keep up the good work and respect from Canada.
You bleed
Canada.
Hobbit. You love Canada.
I love Canada. I had bacon and maple syrup this morning.
How did you find it?
It was a little bit sickly, but it's because you guys eat it.
Picking the leader is really important, and it's something that I struggle with my Rohan list, my Roman Rohan, because there are so many scenarios where you've got to keep your leader safe, and yet your leader tends to be the person who can do the most stuff.
Do the stuff you want. So it's like, would you pick a big hero for your leader, as will be the most thematic, or do you pick sort of like the secondary hero, who is not going to be in combat, not going to be in the firing line, can survive, and you don't really need them to get stuck in. But then obviously, if they do get caught out, they're going to die.
Yeah, it's a tough one, because it's the whole thing, you know, in my force I've got Knight of the Pelennor, like Erkenbrand, or like Eorl, Erkenbrand and Eowyn. You can't really put Eowyn or Erkenbrand as your leader, they just can't hold up to enough.
No.
One fate, or 2 fate, 1 wound.
A bit of concentrated fire just takes them down.
It's minging, so... And then all of a sudden, Knight of the Pelennor, who's there, he's supposed to, you know, he's the man. Yeah. All of a sudden, he's hiding behind houses and stuff. Yeah. Which I am now learning is what you need to do to win games.
So, next question is from Clint Whitney.
Hi, Clint.
Hello, with all James boasting about Rohan, I got my hands on an old 2 Towers starter set with 12 riders and Urukai to start my Rohan force.
Excellent. Only real men play as Rohan.
The Clint Whitney. Clint's the man's name, isn't it? Yeah.
Clint. Yeah. Or by real men, I mean real women as well. Real people.
Rob Jacobs. That beard that isn't now gone.
It's gone.
Looks like Theoden's in the films.
Did you read W.K. Valadar's lovely email?
I did. That was amazing.
We're going to respond to you. We are touched, deeply touched. But I'm glad that you recognise that we are doing this for you guys, and we do genuinely sort of want to get to know everybody through the Q&A. And yeah, we were gutted that we left that swearing in, and that's why the beard got grown. It was for you and your son. So thank you so much for it. We didn't do it because we expected something back, but. Hey, now that you're offering, pal! Woo! No, we'll send you an email back, but thank you so much.
Next question is from Callum Winfield.
Oh, wait, hang on a minute. That bird looks like Theoden's. I'll take that all day long. Theoden is a legend.
Okay. Hey guys, great vids here. Here's my question. Are you guys into the Game of Thrones series? Yes. And if you would think it would be a good idea when Lord of the Rings or Hobbit got discontinued by Games Workshop that Game of Thrones would take over the place and the rules?
Has the licence for it already been bought by another miniatures company at 28mm?
Yeah, I think there is a couple of miniatures knocking around out there. I don't know whether there's a game system made for it, but they've got the miniatures out there.
Yeah, G.R.R. Martin, I'm pretty sure he's big into miniature gaming.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I'm sure he's into war
Look
games.
at him. He's got a big beard. He's a bit overweight. Yeah, so am I.
No. I think you've trimmed down loads. I think you're looking good, Jamie.
Of course he's a war gamer.
Oh, I feel sorry for you because you're editing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both into Game of Thrones. I read the books years ago. Have you read all the books yet?
I read all the books.
Yeah. But did you watch the TV series first or read the books first?
I watched season 1.
Read the books.
Then my plan was to always watch a series, read the book, watch a series, read the book. And then I watched a series, read a book, finished them, then got on to season 2.
The books are awesome.
Yeah. Except for Feast for Crows. That's a slow book.
Yeah, to be fair, they do get worse. They do get worse.
They're better than the series so far.
Next up, we've got Dark Templar. What's a Dark Templar? Is that a
Space Marine thing? Yeah.
Welcome. I'm recognising names that I've not seen before, so welcome to Speak for Any Question, everybody who's not watched this before or is a reasonably first timer. What model from the Lord of the Rings Games Workshop range do you think will be out of production next? Well, we've had some news.
Who knows?
Boromir go out of production.
Apparently so, yeah. Foot Knights of Glamroth have gone.
Just gone. It's all going.
Firecaster's gone, yeah.
Get on it now, guys. You got to buy it all up quick.
Yeah.
Because it's going. It's very sad.
But eBay's getting better, but more expensive for variation.
Yes. Leonardis, East War Games. I met this guy.
Yes, did I?
But I only met him at the
very end.
The very end. I couldn't believe it. He's Justin, isn't he?
Yes, I think I actually had a game with him.
Somebody told me earlier on in the day that they said, "Oh, Leonardis," or I'm sure it said Leonardis is going to be there, and I forgot he was going to be there. And I said, "Oh, what's his real name?" And they said, "No, he doesn't disclose his real name."
Yeah. Apparently he's like, I'll tell you.
All right, okay.
I'll tell you off camera.
Well, I've just named him.
Well, yeah, but it'll be edited.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, tell me after.
Okay.
Sounds cool. He's a really nice guy.
He is. So Leonardus, East Grinstead Wargamers. Hi guys, good to see more Q&A. My question this week: which army do you think is the most underrated but has the most potential, and why?
All-Mounted Rohan!
Jamie, I think I'll ditch the Roses army in a tournament environment. They're fun in a club battle, but with the low stats, they've got to go. Too many dwarves and armies to fight. Time to plan my next army. It all started so well.
Well, you took them down, didn't you?
Yeah, I think just Leonardus,
oh, just Roses on its own.
Just Roses on its own. Yeah, I think Leonardus took, if I'm remembering my games correctly, he took Treebeard, Banderbrusk, and Garn with Roses, and
okay,
they suffered a little bit against the higher family of the elves.
Yeah, they will do. And the reason why
he modelled them all with axes. He had like 50 with axes, or
yeah, so he's copied you.
Well, he did it before me.
So you stole the idea of him.
I never knew you had them.
So you have him to thank for your
in a roundabout way.
The reason why your list works really well is because
the fight value is there.
You've got the fight value, but all of a sudden your numbers
swell.
Your numbers swell massively, and you've got a lot of might.
A lot of might, 9 might.
You've got 9 might, which is ideal at that points cost.
6 of it as well is expendable. Only Legolas's 3 have a real use, and that's to boost room rolls. But even then, that is semi-expendable because you can't always rely on him to shoot stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, I think in our game with Justin, I got immensely lucky versus Treebeard.
Did you? What did you do?
4 roses, but one of them was gone. Shoot him. 3 hits, 2 wounds. I used the point for Mike from gone. Leonidas takes his fate. He gets, pass, fail, takes a wound. Legolas 1 shot, wound. Next turn, Legolas 1 shot. All the might gone.
You're a horrible man.
I was like.
There's nothing you can do.
It's like, well, Treebeard's now dead, so.
Well, that's, in that kind of army, you need Treebeard to be doing a ton.
A lot more, yeah.
You were very unlucky, Justin. Yeah. You should have beaten him. Next up, we got. Okay, so he's ditching it. Yeah. Okay. So next up, we got Martin Dadak. Dadak. Yeah. What do you think about Yazneg's stats and his special rule? I like his special rule. Really fluffy.
Which one was Yazneg? Is it the shooting one?
No, Yazneg is the one that was supposed to be Azog.
Yeah. But
yeah, the one who Azog could kill him.
Special? Oh yes, the new one.
Yeah, it's a new profile.
Yeah.
Azog can kill him.
And he gets the big standfast.
He gets a massive stand for everybody automatically passes the courage test for that round or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. About the rest of his stats, he's like a captain, isn't he?
So captain, I'd rather take the combatty one, the one who can run through terrain.
Fimble. Fimble's good. Yeah. Did we see Fimble at the tournament?
I didn't.
Did we have Fimble? I can't remember.
Don't think so. I didn't see many Hunter Orcs out. I didn't even see an Azog.
No, a lot of points.
Yeah, for that.
A lot of points at that point value. Hope that answers your question, buddy. Next up, we've got Brandon Cooper.
Thanks again. I'm thinking about getting the Hobbit's rulebook. Is it worth getting? Yes.
Yes. All day long.
Even if it's the small rulebook from eBay, get it from there. Just you've got to have a rulebook. You can't play the game properly without it, basically.
Or even understand the game.
Yeah.
At the same kind of level. Definitely worth getting the small one.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's worth getting the big starter set. Okay, so it's worth having enough of a pot, big starter set, so and buy that from a local gaming store, so you get like a 20% discount.
Yeah.
Get that, take out what you want from it.
Yeah.
Which, if it's just going to be the rulebook, that's fine. Sell all the other bits individually. You will make more money than what you spent, and you'll have got a rulebook effectively that has paid you back.
Yeah.
And some. Definitely a good idea.
It's what seems to happen with most starter sets is you buy them for the rulebook and maybe one of the forces. And if you don't want the forces, you just sell them off. Someone's going to buy them.
Yeah. Put it this way, because I was getting a good deal on it, I'm not a 40k player, but it's like, you get a lot in there.
Yeah.
I bought the Dark Vengeance set. I'm not a 40k player, I don't play 40k. I sold those bits individually.
Yeah.
Made myself a fortune. I took out the things that I might want in the future, yeah. But Kevin Demansky, hi guys, my name is Kevin and I'm from Ottawa, Canada.
Another Canadian!
We love Canadians.
Maple and bacon.
You don't love that. You don't like that though?
I reckon with proper Canadian bacon.
Canadian bacon.
It could be different. You know, Canadian bacon comes from gips, not pigs. I could keep a straight face.
That's horrendous. Firstly,
I reckon if I could have kept a straight face, I could have imagine it.
Well, you could have got me. Yeah. I am shattered. The more I look at this video, the more I think, oh my gosh.
My eyes.
My eye got so puffy. I was up until 5:30 filming on Saturday.
Yeah.
That was great. You all thought that we didn't get there yet. We've got a tournament review to do today. Firstly, as I've said so many times before, I've really come to enjoy this channel and listen to you guys while I do my lesson plans. I'm a teacher.
Oh, fantastic. You and I right, shouldn't I? Speak.
Yeah, because all teachers are destined to be friends.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I really
What
enjoy.
What do you teach?
Yeah. What subject? What subjects you teach? And what age? Do you primary school teacher, secondary school? Let us know. I really enjoy learning about the game from you guys. I've collected Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit for years, and I've once again been inspired to go out and buy more. More guys. That's brilliant. This channel's doing its job.
It's good. It's what we're set up for.
Just got some elf warriors because Jamie is always playing with them. Can't win anything. Not really, actually.
Yeah. I've won 2 tournaments now.
All right. Yeah.
What have you won?
I've just got started.
Okay. Yeah.
How are you doing after your 4th tournament?
3rd.
Yeah.
This year.
Yes.
Oh, I'm 1st in the league.
Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm 4 tournaments in. I've played 4 tournaments ever.
Yeah.
And I'm there.
That's good.
Yeah. I know you're proud of me. It's the thing. We've got loads of banter going on, but there's a lot of mutual respect, really. And Jamie is like a gushing uncle at the moment. He's like, "Oh, aren't you doing well?" But that's coming for the tournament review, which isn't now. Just got some elf warriors because of Jamie is always playing with them. Plus, I ordered more high elves because of the awesome battle report by James fighting with the Easterlings. That's great. Thank you very much. Would you guys like to see me playing with my elves more? Let me know. My question: what elf, Jamie or Rohan, James unit, would you want to be adjusted to make them more effective, removing the handicap from him, be it status or point cost? Let me know what you think.
I think, for me, either Mirkwood Rangers having the option to take a Elven Cloak.
Yeah. And
the same with the Wood Elf Sentinel. The Elven Cloak being optional and knock it down to 20 points. They're the 2 things I'd like changing. And potentially even the Wood Elf Sentinel to have the option to take a bow, not make it a bowman off from the off. So you can include a few more of them without having to affect your bow limit. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I guess all those things are factored in for those reasons. What unit? So not hero. What unit? Rides of Rohan not being affected by do move and shoot. Yeah, would be a good one. Would be a good one, I think. Yeah. Or how about throwing spears count as lances? That would be good because we don't have a lance unit. I mean, I made up. I can remember again when I was theorising. I made up because there's no elf helm from the books. And I made up like an elf helm profile. I know lots of people when they make up profiles, they make them so overpowered. Yeah, they do. Have you seen that? Yeah. They make so I've made this character. He's got 4 attacks, fights 7, and he's got 17 might. And he costs 90 points. Yeah. It's like, no, mate. No, it's like 100 points, if not more. That's like 1,000 points. I made an elf helm, and he was pretty similar to Erkenbrand in lots of ways, which makes sense, you know, in terms of most of the stat line. Except his thing was that you could pay a point and you could get Eastfold Lancers or something. It was basically like a Rohan unit where you've got Lances. Yeah. Yeah. Which I think was it Lances and Armoured Horse, but it was costed right. Yeah. Just something different. Yeah, that might be something that I would change about Rohan actually. The horses, they're supposed to be the best horses. They all need some kind of buff. Maybe if they were all if they were all armoured horses but counted as normal horses, and then your special ones are defence 6. Oh, defence 6, that would be awesome. So they're literally war horses, like. Nice. Yeah. This is the thing, because Rohan is like it's more of a skirmishy-like force, isn't it? And it's why I bring Sons of Vale, so that you can actually, you don't have to play like that. Survive the shooting. Survive, yeah. The surviving. But yeah, so that's a good question actually, I like that. Thanks so much, it's a pleasure. Cheers from the colonies. The colonies? Do we still call Canada the colonies? Yeah. Do they call themselves the colonies? Yeah. You are brothers of ours, we are partners. Partners in this world. P.S. I would more than willing to be paid for any sort of newsletter or anything you guys put together, along with a donation if you guys are collecting for new camera equipment or software. Video on that will be out soon. Kevin, we really appreciate that, and I've actually not even gone through with Jamie what was discussed at the weekend. Yeah.
which I need to do. We almost need like a business meeting today as well as filming what we need to film. We really appreciate that. Is what we need to keep going. So thank you so much. Next up, we have got
Gentlejet.
Gentlejet.
Alright, lads.
Alright, mate. Hey there, lad.
I've been a stiff sock lately. Okay. Not asking many questions.
Not heard that before.
No.
I've not heard that before.
A stiff sock.
Explain, as long as it's not rude.
That sounds quite rude. Not asking questions, no commenting, etc. I apologise and regret for not being involved enough. That being said, I do have a question this week. What do you think of this list? Gothmog with shield on Warg, that he's good. 8 Brannons, 4 shield, 3 spear, 1 with hand weapon. Yeah, probably do that to save points. And a Brannon Orc Shaman with 7 Brannon Orcs, shield, 4 with shield, 3 with shield and spear, and a Cave Drake.
Is it 750 points?
500 points.
Is that 500 points?
Now before you start, I know it's only 18 models in 500 points, which frankly is ridiculous for a Mordor force, but I do want an original and I like these models' army. My question is, how is attending a tournament with this force would you try to play? E.g., coming up against a tournament Dwarf army or a tournament Goblin army, considering the most used models you guys have seen on the tournament circuit. Thanks a bunch and have a good one.
Jangela, aka the Blonde Rider. I like this guy, by the way. He's cool. Is that 500 points?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. 18 models.
18 models, 500 points. My first thing would potentially be to... What are you doing? Okay.
So a video has just been published that's been uploading since yesterday afternoon.
Potentially drop the Moran Orc Shaman for a regular Orc Shaman. That'll save you 5 points, because I don't think you need to be a Moran Orc Shaman, to be honest. Equip your one hand... Oh, yeah, you might as well just... No, ignore that comment. You don't really gain anything from it. How would you play against dwarves? It's a tough one. I'm going to need your help here, James.
You need my help?
Yeah.
Someone's just telling me that they're sending me Candish King on Chariot.
Oh, nice.
That's right, isn't it?
Is this for the Malbeth?
King on Chariot and Foot. On Chariot and Foot. Basically, yeah, Candish King on Chariot and Foot. +5 Corsair Arbalesters from Malbeth and Armoured Glorfindel.
That's good.
Good trade.
Good trade.
You need my help?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you've got a Shaman in there and you don't have a lot of troops, so your Shaman isn't necessarily going to be helping, and I know it's a small number of troops,
Yeah.
but really a Shaman benefits when you've got more.
Yeah.
Because if
you're rolling more dice, aren't you?
Yeah, because you're rolling more dice, so you've got more chance of saving stuff. That would be an initial observation. I've never seen a Cave Drake before.
Cave Drakes are pretty good. 175 points. Fight 7. No, fight 6. Fight 6 or 7. Defense 7. Strength 6, I think. 3 attacks, 3 wounds. 3 attacks, 6 wounds maybe. And on monsters, basically. They get the knockdown, but no extra attacks when charging.
I mean, his question is, how, if you're using that kind of force, how would you attempt to play? I get you've got to try and get your Cave Drake doing loads of stuff.
You've got to get into combat, but 18 models.
It's almost like you've got to use everything else to try and make sure the Cave Drake doesn't get sort of surrounded in that, so that it can do as much damage as possible.
I'd be tempted actually to drop the Random Orc Shaman, potentially your one guy with hand weapon, and include a Blackguard Captain. He's got strength 5, fight 5, so he's going to go through the dwarves quite nicely. And through the goblins, he can do the same. So can your army should do quite well against goblins, really, as long as they've not got too many tricks up their sleeves. Yeah, I just run it out, give it a go.
Let us know how it goes.
Sorry, you can't be much more help there.
Gothmog is decent as well. You don't really see him a lot. Because what's his special rule?
He can copy opposing heroic actions for free.
Brilliant, that really. So every time someone heroic strikes against him, or
he does it for free.
Which is brilliant.
Or cause a heroic combat near him, he can call it for free.
That's what you want. Next up we've got Glenn Armstrong. Hey guys, thanks for answering both my questions. It's a pleasure. Oh, I think it might have been Glenn who's been sending me pictures. Oh yeah. Unfortunately I'm not on Facebook, but I've sent you an email with some of the pictures of my models. I think that's because he wanted some tips on painting, so we'll have a little look through, and when we get some time I'll send you some tips. But an even better thing to do might be to contact Shadow and Flame.
Yeah. Much better.
Much better thing to do. Maybe go onto the One Ring forums and ask for DMS and UK Freddy Bear. Here's my question for this week. Do you think that Gimli is overpowered? Defense 8. Should I start an Erebor army? Well, I don't think Gimli is overpowered.
No, he's more pointed.
Should I start an Erebor army? Do you like Erebor? If you like Erebor, start an Erebor army.
Yeah.
Best advice. If you like the models, you're more likely to paint and play them and love them, cherish them. Definitely pick them if you love them. As always, keep up the great videos and good luck in everything that you do. Thank you very much. And congratulations on your engagement, James. Sorry it's a bit late. You didn't know me when I got engaged, so it's very late, but I really appreciate that sentiment. Thank you. Happy Strategy Battle Gaming, guys. Glenn, you're a star. You're our first day subscriber. You're one of us. Next up, Thomas Macklin, the one and only. We like this guy.
We do. Met him down in Mansfield.
Mansfield, yeah.
Another great Q&A, guys. As for a Kickstarter, I would happily pay £20 to £30 one-off and even a monthly subscription to keep our wonderful game alive. My question is, when you pay for a banner, do you also pay for the troop price as well? Yes. So, i.e. 8 points for a Dwarf Warrior plus 25 for the banner. That's correct, yes. So, you buy the troop and you then pay for the banner to give it to him.
Yeah, we made this argument sort of, or we mentioned this last week when we said about sort of putting a banner on like a cavalry model and it being a bigger investment of points.
Yeah, yeah. So
in a single model.
The premium to have a cavalry model, and then on top of it, you're losing the ability to win for
Yeah.
We discussed that last week.
Next up, we got WK Valader. Oh, WK Valader is a very cool guy. He sent us a really nice email.
Yeah.
So I got my painting supplies out, found a model to work on, started painting and put the video to buffer in the background as I got to work. The video started and I almost fell out of my chair laughing in hysterics in regards to the beard. We will call it a beard. It did qualify in the end. It did qualify. Yeah. I had some great banter on Facebook. People were taking me. I don't really take myself very seriously.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Shaggy.
Lots of people putting pictures of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo on there, and
quite a good comparison.
Have you ever typed in Catweasel? Do you know what Catweasel is? An old series.
No.
Alright, I'll show you very quickly now because you will appreciate this. There's banter forever. I'm giving you anti-me banter. Catweasel. Everybody type in Catweasel. That's kind of what I look like. So if you type in Google Images and type in Catweasel, which is cat, and then Weasel is spelled W-E-A-Z-L-E. He's a wizard from like an old 1970s.
His beard's much better than yours.
Yeah, but that's probably what mine would look like
if
after
you
another.
If you grew it out,
yeah. So yeah, it was good for the banter. So we will call it a bid. For your information, James, my son has a new favourite.
Oh.
Sorry, Jamie, but even he can see the dedication, and that's serious commitment to a cause.
But what about this now, though?
You're not doing it for him.
What about this now, though?
I did it for WK Valader and his son. We have been caught hook, line and sinker by this shameless attempt to win him over. It was shameless. I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Most of your appeals.
Yeah. Please send us some... No.
Please send me.
So for this week, I have a question about the Terror of Arnor.
That's Gulliver.
Yeah, I've never seen him played before. I have the models, since I collect, hardly play, and was wondering if you guys could give your thoughts about him and his uses, if any. I don't even know the stat lines of most of my miniatures, but from the looks of him, I would think he's a beast. How does Gulliver work?
Okay, Gulliver starts with 4 attacks and 4 wounds. Whenever he loses a wound, he loses an attack. So, but also whenever he kills a model, he regains a wound and regains an attack.
Alright, so yeah.
So I think it's called like vampiric something. Basically, he's a vampire.
So you need him to go chopping around troops.
Yeah. He is fight 7. He is strength 7. Defense 5 is his real letdown because he can be shot down quite easily. Resistance to magic, terror. He flies. If you look at the model, he's got huge wings.
Yeah.
Of course, he flies. Courage isn't great. I think his courage is like 3 or 4. This is all off the top of my head. Don't misquote me if I'm wrong. I think he's got 3 might.
Get Lucas Gervin.
Lucas
Come on and say,
plaster.
you're wrong, Jamie.
I'm going to get off
Keeping
my
us in
book.
check.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
I don't think he's got any. I think he's got like 1 fate or something. Maybe even no fate. But he's an assassin. He's a character. He's on
I guess you
monster size base.
Get him to kill a few troops to really buff him up and then try and take away.
He's capped at 4.
Oh, he's capped at 4.
Yeah,
also, maybe get him into heroes early.
Just get him into heroes early, and if he starts to take wounds, then you got to jump out, kill a few solo characters.
I want to suck your blood.
Essentially, yeah, and then jump back into the fight.
Brilliant, there you go, some top tips from Jamie. Thank you again for your heartfelt and sincere videos. As a fan, I can say that I'm very impressed and I would love to help contribute to the success of the channel and or enterprise that is your GBHL dreams.
Oh, thank you very much.
We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We are genuinely touched. That email was lovely.
It was.
Really, really nice.
A big smile on my face.
Thank you, WK Valida. Next up we've got Alistair. Alistair, I owe you money, King. Hey guys, I've been away for these past few weeks in hiding from James. Damn right. I will find you and I will kill you. So have a bit of catching up to do. Hence the long post. Good to see that there appears to be lots of interest for the tournament. No, interest for his tournament.
His tournament, yeah.
Cardiff. Do it, because there's loads of people asking for it. While it's fresh on the mind, Alistair, get on it. If it does, it probably won't happen until the summer at the earliest due to life and stuff getting in the way. Yeah, but start organising now. What else did he put?
And it really is in the earlier stage of planning at the moment, but knowing the interest there is good motivation. I noticed last week you mentioned that there are no longer any loopholes in the build limits. There is, kinda. In the Army organisation, part of the source book, it describes a 33% rule. It lists bows, elf bows, longbows and crossbows being subject to the rule. They forgot to mention dwarf bows. It's in the FAQ. And short bows, which no one really has anymore. Because
who actually has short bows anymore?
Exactly. Although it does then go on to generalise all these bows in the remainder of the description, but it could be argued. Well, no dwarf bows got added to that in the FAQs. Don't worry, it got closed up.
Yeah, no loophole.
Well done on coming first and second, guys.
Oh, is he outed us?
I think he has. I don't know why, but I thought it was something to do with facial hair and winning tournaments. With Jamie winning the last 2, and the moment James' face sports a beard, he's only beaten by the better beard. Yeah, it is.
The important thing about that is both of us.
That was first and second.
Yeah, but we both got
4 wins.
4 wins.
4 wins out of 4. Having typed for this long, I forgot what my original question was, but I've made it this far. I feel like I should ask one anyway. What would you say is the ideal number of models in a 500 point, 600 point, and 1000 point for elite armies like dwarves and elves, horde armies, and just so James can answer a bit of the question, all mounted lists like Gondor? Many thanks, guys.
Rohan! I saw what you did there. Come on, I know you want to say it. You invented that bit.
Rohan! You invented that bit.
No, I invented Rohan! And then you turned it into Rohan! Which everybody else has now mimicked.
Yes. So. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Many thanks, guys. Keep it up.
So, 500 points, ideal numbers.
I have a theory that the minimum number of troops that you need in 500 points if you play with the scenarios is 28 models. The
28.
minimum.
You reckon? Why is that your theory? Is that what you took?
Because Recognizer. No, I got 21 models.
Okay, Recognizer why?
Because you need to get 7 models off the board.
Okay. Without
going beyond a quarter of your army if you need to die to win.
Yeah. You need to get 6. That gets you 6 models off.
7 models. 28. Oh, do you need to get 1?
Because that's your 25%. To go under your 25%.
Oh really? Oh right, yeah. So you need more.
So you need 29, 31.
31. Okay. Yeah, 31 models.
So you can get 7 off, and then still, yeah. So 31 ideally at 500 points. 600 points the same, but with better heroes really.
Changes.
Yeah.
600 point towards the scores list.
And 1,000 points, you want to be hitting sort of 50, 60 in my opinion. That's the sort of number you should be aiming at. Because goblins and things can have like 80, so you need to be able to match them. Next question. Thanks, Alistair.
All mounted if you...
As many as possible.
I was going to say, you're not going to get many more than 20... In the 500 points, if you get more than 24, 25...
You're probably going all riders, and that's going to be a poor force.
It's better to have the extra attack on the single models.
Yeah. So, Will Hamill next. Thank you for answering my questions last week. This week's question is, what is a
Mahud?
What is Mahud Beastmaster Chief's special rule for the Master of the Mummic do? As I can't find it in the Fallen Realms book. You're not looking hard enough. It's in there. But basically, it's a hero on top of the Mummic that allows it to do heroic actions. Yeah.
There you go. Keep looking. It's there.
Next is Chun-Chun Master!
Chun-Chun Master! Chun-Chun Master!
I was speaking to Ed Ball, and he was saying that even he, on his days off, as he's walking around the house, sometimes just starts going, Chun-Chun! Chun-Chun Master! Because it's just such a nice thing to say.
Do you know what? I've got an idea. Okay, everybody's watching this. We're going to do this as a countdown. We're going to create some good energy around the world. Okay, we're going to do a 3, 2, 1, and when we get to 1, all of us together, out loud, no matter who's around, no matter where you're watching this, we're going to say Cha-Cha Master together. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Cha-Cha Master! Your life is better as a result. I know this to be true. Hello guys, I've got another question. Which dwarves are really good in Thorin's company? Like, who would you use in a normal dwarf list, and who is more like a fluff hero? As always, cheers from Poland.
Thorin, Dwalin, Balin, Dori, Nori. There you. Not Balin. What am I talking about?
Wait a minute.
Thorin, Dwalin, Dori and Nori, and Gloin are your combat heroes. They're the good fighters.
They can kind of hold their own.
Yeah. Nori less so much because he's got 2 attacks, but he's got the +1 to wound, which is why he's included in that little group.
Yep.
Fluff ones, Oin, with his healing herbs. When Alfred's not on the table, Bomber, because who really needs a point of will? And what's the other one? Ori. Ori's alright. You might back for killing a hero or monster, but with a member of Thorin's company. And obviously he's got his shooting skills. Feely and Keely are sort of just there.
They're alright.
They're alright, they're nothing special.
Next up we've got Deathclip. John.
You crazy? You missed the scouring last week.
We did.
Did we?
What? Yeah, we did.
Oh.
We did, and I can't remember why. We have a lot to do.
Yeah. Anyway, here's my question this week. What do you think is better, a Wood Elf Sentinel or a Wood Elf with Banner?
Yeah, I guess when you have a banner with elves,
I think
it
a
kind
banner
of increases the value of it.
I think a Banner purely because it's worth something in taken into the death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of those two, well, Elf with Banner is much more 7 more points, but it'll probably do more for the force in total. So the Elf
If
with
you're
Banner.
playing for all the scenarios, I think it's not a bad idea to take a banner. Force is the issue. Yeah. Next up we've got Sam Gibbs. Hi guys, first time commenting.
Hello Sam.
Welcome Sam. Just speak for any question. Remember you've got to ask a question next week before Thursday. I used to play Lord of the Rings back in the day when it was just the Fellowship and the Two Towers, but after watching many of your videos you have made me buy the Escape from Top Goblin Town box.
We've made him.
We made you. We bossed you.
We took your card, put it in the machine, and was like, you buying this, Sam?
We encouraged you. This must be what he's saying to like his wife or his girlfriend.
They made me buy it.
They made me do it. They made me do it. They made me do it. The voices. Where are we? I always do this. I look up at the camera and I forget where we are. Okay, here we are. My question is, do Games Workshop do introduction days or nights? As I would like to learn the game again. If so, how would I sign up for them? Cheers.
Yeah, they tend to do something called Beginner's Saturday and Beginner's Sunday. If you can get into the store, say I want to do a beginner session, and they will sign you up there and then basically, and get your number, and get you down, and get you sorted, because it's one of their sort of KPIs, their key performance indicators, that they should have people in to do beginners.
Yeah. And
they've got to show sort of their area manager, we have had this many beginners. So you're not going to be learning the game yourself, but you'll be doing the staff member in there a real help as well. So yeah, they do them. Get in there, get asking.
Yeah, and watch our beginners back rate as well. Next up we've got Stanners91. Stanners.
Hi guys, sorry I've not posted a question in a few weeks, been to and from homes and I haven't had the chance to post a question. So I'm in the process of building a fiefdoms force and was wondering on what your opinion on Fall on the Fat and his buddies. Oh yes, you mentioned this earlier.
We were just talking about him. Beast.
It seems a shame that the only kind of spaceport is the Minotaurs of Delamroth. No. His fat guys get spears, they're poleaxes. I love those models but fancy a bit of variety. Also the lack of fiefdoms archers is a pain. Yeah, only having the Blackroot Veil.
Then they're not really.
They're not great. I mean, they go against monsters because you get to reroll your failed ones to wound.
Woohoo!
Yay! Or maybe it's all failed wounds. But even so, you need like 6x4s to wound most of them. It's not a great rule. And they fight 3 with no spears.
Yeah.
I was thinking Rangers of Gondor, ? Keep it up.
They're better if you want archers.
If you want archers, but you're probably better off from even again then from the Arnor force, so you can get a full complement of archers rather than having to take Gondor troops to get some bowmen. Because of 33%.
Right, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good point, yeah. because otherwise then you
You build the Gondor force to get the Rangers.
Yeah, because then you've got to, for every 12 you've got to take 8 people without bows, haven't you? So, yeah, maybe that's a good bit of advice. Good work, Jamie Giblin. Elias Kvint. Hi guys, I was wondering if you guys could make more videos where you show off more of your armies, because my favourite video of yours is the video where Jamie shows off his 800 points elf and goblin army. So that was after you won the tournament.
That was after the Scotland tournament, yeah.
You win that one, yeah?
Yeah.
Good man.
That one as well. Also, I said.
People who go to the tournament will be like, you smug.
Yeah, we could do.
Yeah. We talked about it before, haven't we?
Yeah.
If I filmed one.
If it's just like that, where this is my 800 point force, this is what I did well, this is the games I played, then we can do that, that's fine. It's just when you actually want us to showcase the army, show off the painting and the models, and it just doesn't...
I tried to do it, I lined up my Rohan force and I was doing it. It didn't really work, because the things that you kind of explain pre-battle anyway.
Yeah.
But we can do it, people have asked for it, so I'm glad that you like that video. Next up we've got Morgan Kant.
Hey guys, I was wondering, do you believe Elrond, Master of Rivendell, is a good hero? Keep up the good work and cheers. Well, he's very expensive. He's got very low defence, he is Elrond, and he can reroll, he's essentially, before the game, d6 might points for priority. Can be good, and there's often times I've gone, oh, I'd love to have Master of Elrond in my force, just for that priority ability.
It's a bit expensive
He's
for that.
too expensive. Although he does have the sort of the Wrath of Bruinen spell.
Yeah, which is like a channeled nature's wrath, is it?
Channel Nature's Wrath, yeah.
Look at him, he's so proud of me when I
But-
come out with
Except if you're in a
accurate facts.
Except if you're in a river, take a strength 8 hit.
Ooh.
Oh, but then how often do you see
Yeah, I
rivers?
was about to say the same thing. Yeah, we don't see rivers that often, apart from that goblin,
Yeah.
that goblin bat rep that we did.
Well,
Should we include more rivers and stuff? But it can unbalance a game, can't it?
It can really unbalance the game.
Yeah.
It's good for scenarios.
I had a river in my game. It was a small stream.
Small stream.
In my game. That was cool. It was great for me.
Run across it.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Melkor's SBG. Another great video, guys. No one really plays Gondor anymore. Heard this while painting up my Gondor army. I guess it depends on local meta and stuff like that, doesn't it? You know, we don't. Steve brings Gondor.
Yeah. It's at tournaments you don't tend to see them as much.
Sorry, I haven't asked much. No worries. But what do you think about the new White Dwarf and Warhammer Visions move by Games Workshop? Cheers. I have no opinion because I've never read them.
I've seen a few videos on the internet, and the White Dwarf seems to be getting better because of it. Because it's sort of like you can go for the ones you want. You're not forced into buying the monthly one with nothing you don't like in it. Warhammer Visions has been vastly unpopular with the majority, or at least the vocal.
Just a catalogue of pictures,
essentially.
and you're paying a magazine price
Yeah. So
for pictures you can get on a website.
yes, and in one of the reviews I watched, he did like a really in-depth analysis of the pictures, and he's like, well, this picture is this picture, but zoomed in. So I'm flipping through the book here. So picture on page 5 is the same picture as the one on page 17, just the one on page 5 but zoomed in. I assume it's about $4.50 or so. But yeah, it's expensive.
It seems like a really weird thing to put on put on sale in a shop.
Yeah. It's an odd one.
I can imagine if somebody like wanted to order it from a website. It seems like a weird thing to kind of push out.
I mean, for me, how I see it is, I don't know if Games Workshop do this because I've never really gotten into White Dwarf subscriptions, but it would seem to be the kind of a thing that would go, subscribe to White Dwarf and add Warhammer Visions for £1 or £2 extra a month. That would be the kind of magazine it would be, and if it sells anything on its own, then awesome.
Yeah, that makes sense. Next up we've got Mason O'Neill.
You go.
Yep, hey, I am heavily investing in elves at the moment. Do you mean seeing the sales of elves and Rohan increases? Don't do it!
It's a good out of stock. I've got all I need anyway.
Hey, I'm heavily investing in elves at the moment and I want a heavy hitter, being that the whole army is just elves, and I was thinking an Ent. It fits with the woodland theme, but not sure how to get one into the list. There isn't any thematical cheap heroes to tie elves and Ents together, is there?
Legolas met Treebeard in the films.
Tedious link.
Yep.
To be fair, why not?
Just do it.
Just do it, don't worry.
Roses never met the elves, to my knowledge.
You're a disgrace.
Don't
Wrong
care.
wood.
Don't care.
Cheers.
Smells nice, doesn't it?
Smells like victory.
Yeah.
Next up, we have got Morgan Kant again.
I guess if you want the Ent, just put it in, see how it goes. But they are very expensive for what they are.
Oh, well, hang on a minute. If you're bringing an Ent, then you're going to have to bring something that can
Treebeard.
bring an Ent.
Or a Treebeard.
Or just bring Treebeard, yeah.
Treebeard and Woses.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Do a Jamie and then make axes and put them into the belts of the Woses.
Yeah.
It's like a piercing strike.
So all the cool kids are doing.
Why not?
Hey, at one point there were 3 Woses on the top 2 tables. 3 Wose armies. Or armies with Woses in them.
Yeah, at one point, was that the start of the tournament?
No, it was like a turn. Oh,
second game.
second game, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Only know because I was on the
You were against
the last 2.
Morgan Kant. Hey guys, also, do you know what a good Easterling colour scheme would be? Gold and red. You think purple and white would be good for Dale? Yeah.
Why not?
If you can get the white looking good, then yes.
White is tough to paint.
White's very horrible.
Yeah.
White's horrible.
I've had some people give me some good tips with white. You know, to like do grey first,
Grey.
then white, and then white again. Just the shading I find hard with it because you can't just wash it.
You can't wash it because it just goes disgusting.
It looks rubbish. Next up, we got the Armentainment. Hey, mixed feelings about X-Wing Week. Interesting opinion. Big fan of the game, but I do think it dampens the spirit of an all SBG channel that YouTube needed oh so badly.
Remember, for now it is just 1 week of it. It's not. Yeah, it's probably over by the time you're watching this.
It will be over.
Hope you enjoyed X-Wing Week.
we've had some good feedback, but that's interesting feedback. In terms of being an all SBG channel, that's great. It's a very limited.
Yeah, I mean the future is bright. The future is orange. Orange doesn't exist anymore, does it? We can have that one. Yeah, the future of the channel is to dip in and out of other gaming systems, hopefully bring them into the Lord of the Rings fold, but we will cover other systems just because...
And systems that we enjoy.
Because we want to play the game, and...
No point us playing any game without making a video for it.
but really, we want to try and bring people into our hobby and making other videos. It's just fun for us.
Yeah, keeps it different. But the core of our channel will always be our preferred gaming system, which is the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game. Yeah. I think the I'll play your game if you check out my game notion only works in person when dealing with a small group, and I'm not sure it carries over to the internet. I disagree with that, and I'm sure, Armentainment, you have been on miniwargaming.com. Now, I know the majority of people that go onto miniwargaming.com go on for Warhammer 40k, because that's a very big system. But they have introduced, you know, I think they've got ties with Corvus Belli and stuff like that now, and there are lots of 40k players who are getting into Infinity because of what they're doing. Yeah. And if we can kind of do the reverse thing, then great. People come, they might be an Infinity player or X-Wing player, and they come and they watch our videos and they like our personality and they go, oh well, what's this Lord of the Rings about? And you know, it's not like they have to choose a war game. You can do both. Yeah. That's the thing. So I would probably disagree with that, my friend. For example, I'll only watch specific playthroughs on a gaming channel and ignore the rest of the content completely.
Yeah. Video game is a bit of a different hat, really.
It's a different market. It's so much bigger.
Yeah.
It's a massive market.
But I know what you mean. There are channels I go on and I will ignore certain playlists, as it were.
Of course, my opinion is based on personal experience, and I do hope X-Wing Week works out for you guys. Like my example of this would be on miniwargaming.com. I don't watch the I have tried to, but I don't watch the Warhammer Fantasy Battle.
Oh, yeah.
I don't enjoy it as much. The system doesn't really massively appeal to me. But through watching that, it made me think, oh, Infinity's a good game, or War Machine and Hordes. You know, they do that.
Oh,
I probably wouldn't have thought about doing that. I got introduced to X-Wing through Mini Wargaming. So, interesting. A question. A huge chunk of the questions submitted each week revolve around army list troop effectiveness. Do you guys genuinely enjoy answering these questions? I'm only asking because I enjoy playtesting with lists that work and don't work. Where's the fun in list building if someone suggests, tells you what to take and what not to take? We've talked about this to each other before.
Yes, yeah. I don't mind answering the questions, but a lot of fun is just playing things and testing out with your friends and seeing if it works.
Yeah.
Even if you proxy and stuff. I mean...
I think there's a difference between someone coming on and saying, I want to take a Rohan list.
Make me a 500.
Make me a list.
Yeah.
And there's also a difference between someone coming on and saying, "This is my list. Does this work?"
Yeah.
There kind of has to be something in between, something a bit more specific. So I'm thinking of taking a list that's got this, this, and this in. You know, do these work well together, or what do you think about adding to this, or something along those lines is probably better.
I mean, the phrase that gets banded around for this is something called net lists, where the brains of the internet have put together the be all and end all most competitive army that's possible for each. It mainly happens in like 40k and fantasy and sort of other systems, where there are certain combinations of certain troops that work incredibly well, very reliably, and the top players will take them because it is the best list. And it's sort of like when you very first join One Ring or TLA, and you post up your crazy list that you've just written because you thought, these are the models I've got, how shall I improve this list? And he goes, well, you want to drop your banners, you want to drop these, what you need to want to put in these Khazad Guard, because they're better than your Dwarf Shieldsmen, and you end up with this very basic list. And it's because it's the best advice to give to someone who wants to win the game, but just practice your own armies.
In terms of answering, like, we're happy to give advice, but I think, and I don't think we've ever turned around and go, oh, not a question like that again. But I can kind of see what he means actually, because if someone says, what list should I take, then that's such a big question.
Yeah.
Take the models that you like and try and make it work on a strategic sense, and just play around with it. That's the best advice that we can give. Next up,
Joseph Keller. Thanks, guys. I've actually posted some videos. They're not the best, but it's a start. Do you think that the Hobbit SBG models play well with the Lord of the Rings ones? Yeah. There's nothing overempowering in them.
No. There's no sort of massive stack creep or anything like that.
Oh, no.
Next up, Ryan McConnell. Thanks for the answer, guys, and for another great vid. James, I'll send an email shortly about the Free People's book.
You've got...
Oh yeah, I've got a spare, and I heard you're looking for a Vrasku. Well, I've got an unpainted metal Vrasku model that I'm happy to give you if you want. I'd love that. It will help our channel Isengard Force developing. Either of us can use that Force. That has been donated kindly by the Northwest Gaming Centre. I've just got to paint them more. My question for this week is, if you could have any character or race from Tolkien lore made into a model, what would it be? Thanks again for all the great content. It's a big one.
What was that?
My question for this week, if you could have any character or race from Tolkien lore made into a model, what would it be? Thanks again for all the great content.
I've got more wood elves, I'm happy. Beornings!
Oh, we said that before, haven't we? Yeah.
Beornings
would be good.
Pre-death of them all.
Beornings would be cool. I'm a big fan of like a lot of the stuff that's in the appendices. So like from different factions with different eras. Like, I always like things like the Arnor Civil War.
Yeah.
You know, and the idea of like there being like a list of Arthur Dane or Cardolan or Redur or like Kinstrife, like real Kinstrife lists, not Black Númenóreans.
Not Orc Spearmen.
No. But stuff like that, sort of, yeah, more along those kind of lines, I think.
Just more individual.
Some of the old
character factions.
Yeah, some of the old characters from the Silmarillion and stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Different styles of elves.
Turin and Húrin and Thingol and all these people. Thingolfin. Next up, we have got Stuart Smith.
Hey guys, my question this week is, whose special rule do you think takes priority? Flowy Stonehand's Lawmaster rule or the Drum Lake Sap Fortitude rule?
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Do you have your rule books?
I can get them.
Let's pause this. You can grab them. We checked the rules book, and this isn't an official answer, it's just what we have thought. A quick little chat.
Jamie has thought.
What I have thought.
I offered an opinion.
Yeah. I would say, so, we're assuming you're asking if Flowy Stonehand's within range of the Drum Lake and is using a point of will to cancel out the Drum Lake's special rule. He does it during his movement. Is it at any point during his movement? At the start
of his move.
At the start of his move. Sap Fortitude says whenever an enemy hero spends a point of might, will, or fate within 12 inches of the Drum Lake, roll a d6. On 4 or more, an extra point of the same type must be spent, or the deed is cancelled and does not take effect. So I would assume the Drum Lakes happens first. If he rolls a 4+, Floy has to spend an additional point of will if he, can and has to. Then his Lawmaster rule would take place. So it would go sack fortitude roll. Does it happen or not? And then it would be cancelled out. So there'd be little to no point of Floyd doing that to.
If you're within range.
If you're within range.
But lots of point of doing it if you're not within range, because he only needs to have line of sight.
Yeah.
I would say that's the way.
That's the way to do it. I mean, obviously it could be worth it if then you needed other heroes to call heroics and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's how I would play it.
Yeah. Me too.
Cool.
Woohoo! That was a very good question.
Yeah.
Tricks out. Tricks it. Next up, we've got Maz Fanatic. James R. What is, in your opinion, the single most important stat for your troops?
Fight value.
Please only pick one. Good strength for killing your foes. Good defense to survive your enemies. Good accuracy, courage, etc. For myself, it's defense. To outlast your enemies and to be able to take a hit.
For me, it's fight value. You just don't even have to take the hit. You just win the fight. That's mine. Mine's fight value. Fight value should win out against most things, to be honest.
It depends about how many. I think it depends how many dice you're rolling.
Yeah.
If you're rolling more dice, then fight value is more important. So in that sense, fight value is important if you've got more attacks, or you've got the potential to have more dice to roll. So if you have a banner and stuff, it's all circumstantial. It depends what you're up against. So for example, defense. Well, defense 6 is only any good if you're
against strength 3 or less.
You're against strength 3 or less.
Defense 7's good. Dwarves are an ideal force, but they lack the spears. And they're quite expensive because they have the high-ish fight, or an acceptable fight value, and good defense and strength.
And decent heroes.
And good heroes.
But we've not seen any sort of Army of Thor armies dominating. They're coming, but they're not dominating. Why do you think that is? Because they seem to.
Thor, I think, don't dominate because they have the strength 3.
Yeah, they're lacking the strength.
They're lacking the cracking power. A good list would be Khazad-Gar backed up by Wood Elf Spears. That way you get the best of all the worlds.
I played against that.
Yeah. You won, didn't you? My stomach's gone mental.
Do you want some food?
No.
You can have some food after this if you want.
Yeah. It's this bacon and.
It's interesting, yeah. So fight value. If you're winning your fights, then your defense doesn't matter really, does it? But it completely depends. It's all about the combination. I know it's a really wishy-washy answer, but it's so true. It depends.
For me personally, I'd take higher fight over higher strength or defense, where possible.
I take more attacks over anything, which is
attacks is always going to be the top.
Which is why I love Sons of Ale, because you can roll 3 dice and you roll 6 dice to kill.
Yeah. With more attacks, I'm not including attacks in this. I'm including the first sort of 4 because I think attacks is the primary one you want.
Yeah, if you could add 1 to any of everything.
Okay,
I know it depends what you're up against, but attack I think is worth the most.
I think even then attack wins out in most cases. But from the sort of like the fight, strength, defense, courage. It's going to be fight for me.
Yeah.
By yourself?
I would kind of agree. If we're not including attacks.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going to have extra attacks, you would choose that all day long. Yeah. Next up, we've got Paul Watson. We've only got a couple of questions left. We've not done
2 left.
2 left, okay.
We've been on for about an hour and a half now.
Okay, so we've got Paul Watson. Sorry it's been a couple of weeks since my last question. Apology accepted. But it's okay, I've got a couple of weeks worth now, so I will spread that out. That's good.
Okay.
So I've been dreaming up armies to play with lately, and I wanted to try a White Council force. What are your thoughts? Very themey.
What's in the force?
Let us know. I was thinking a sneaky way would be to use cloaks and use Radagast the Brown, Legolas with cloak, Thranduil, Arwen with cloak, Eristor with cloak. Or should I just bring some beast heroes in the list, like Saruman, Glorfindel, Legolas, Arwen? Are there any other lists you might bring to a 500-point tourney White Council army? Thanks for all you do for the hobby. It's a pleasure. Paul Watson, MWL Rambo. Nice name.
500 points, what would I bring? Glorfindel, Lord of the West, fight 7 with his armour to make him resistant to magic.
3/3/2/3.
Yep. Probably Saruman or Gandalf, one of the two. Probably Gandalf on horse as well. On horse. Gandalf the Grand Horse. For cast blinding light and general magic abilities. Legolas, because he can be the game changer that we all know he can be. So that's probably about what? That's about 350, 450, and then maybe someone like Arwen. Or just stuff for them.
He points his Arwen.
I went 60.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's 4 models, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. I think it was Kieran. I think Kieran's taken a. Is Kieran taking White Council to our tournament?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm sure he is. I think his goal is to bring a different kind of force to each one. I think he's bringing White Council to our tournament.
Ah, cool.
Should be good fun. Very fluffy. Good work, buddy. And our final question of this week.
Good job, because I'm on 4 red bars.
Woohoo, we need to plug in.
Yeah.
We've got HD Miniatures. Hey guys, do you guys think that the Orc Taskmaster and Orc Drummer are worth it points-wise? When would you use them? Cheers from Harry. Thanks, Harry.
Orc Taskmaster's an awesome hero. He can boost your might exponentially across the army just by rolling a 4+. And because you're much cheaper, it's not like with a legendary hero where it's just that one model. It can be anyone within 6 inches. It's getting free might.
How many points does he cost?
60. He's a hero with 2 might, 1 with 1. He's
a captain.
He's a captain, but with a special ability, so he's well worth it. Orc Drummer, less so much in the warband of the game because he's a hero without might and isn't great. And he's 1 wound, 1 fate. Back when it was Lord of the Rings, and you could just throw in a hero without having to care about points cost, he was great because everything was moving so much quicker, and he didn't have to worry about leading anyone.
And I guess when Bowfire was a lot stronger, that was quite important.
Yeah.
So you used to see quite a few, did you?
Yeah, quite a few drummers with Shadow Lord on horse, and they'd all just run up together and be in combat in no time.
Guys, unbelievably, we've come towards the end of this week's Speak Friend and Question. Thank you so much for all of your kind words and questions. Remember, ask your question before Thursday. So if you ask on Thursday morning, it's very, very likely that we will already be filming and we won't be able to get your question. Now, in the past, sometimes that we have, but
yeah, sometimes
we're organised now.
We say.
Kind of.
We'll always have the odd 1 or 2 that we're filming on the Sunday morning. Like, oh, get it up today.
Quick. But yeah, remember, if you ask a question, make sure you ask one next week. This has been GBHL James.
And GBHL Jamie. Support your Hobbit hobby.